Pirates win, and certainly a good night for that. And thank you to all the folks out here. And finally, we're done with Thursday nights. So thank you to all the fans that came out on Thursday night. So we had 4 of these things this year, 2 at home. The last 3 have been on Thursday night, and I can't wait to get back to playing Saturday football and all those things. So, but I think all in all, it was a good day, offensively especially. Had over 500 yards of offense. You'd like to see a few more points on the board. I think we were 1 of 3 on third down or fourth down. Apologize. And that's the place you'd like to see us kind of clean that up a little bit. But everything else, I thought we got moving. London hit a long run in there. Marlon got going in there. TJ got going in there again. Taking care of the football too, doing a good job with that. No turnovers on the night. Anthony Smith had a couple big throws on the field. So I think all those things you see are starting to click and go together. And open things up. The run game is open up the deep ball. Deep ball is opening up the run game. And Caton certainly operating at a high level right there. So, defensively, I thought we did some good things. At times, I think we got to be better with our eyes out there. I didn't think we did a great job with those things. And the Rashid Reason being out this week, he fractured a fibula, so he's out for several weeks here. And they kind of threw us off in the secondary a little bit, and then we had a couple other guys go out tonight. Brock went out. Jamarion went out. Tegan went out. Those guys were hopefully get those guys back. I think the bye is coming at a good time as far as the 16 days and those things. But you're 1-0 this week, and that was the goal. Thought the guys didn't let last week's loss complete and turn into 2 losses, and you can certainly do that. You go lose a close game on the road. It's a Thursday. You flip to another Thursday. But we just talked about Saturday, where we're at, where we want to be, how we're going to get there. And we talked about the process and just going back to, focus on us, focus on how we work, how we prepare, and getting ready for our opponent. Obviously, hats off to Coach Lamb. I think he does a good job over there, especially with the offense and the way they take the shots down the field. And, he's going to score some points and find ways to do that. And he's done that, every week he goes out and plays. So at this time, we'll open up for questions.
Coach, start to finish, you feel this might be the most complete game you've had this year?
When they score 27 points, I'm not sure I feel good about it, but that's the defensive side of me. I did think offensively we started and we finished. I think there's a few things there. You'd like to obviously finish on fourth down and put a few more points on the board. If you do that, you're probably scoring 50 tonight. But we just we're getting there, and we had the one spot you could say, hey, it goes the other way, another one down there. He's probably at least put another 7 up for us, and maybe it takes away a score from them. Then you feel better about it, I think. But I think we're getting there. We're getting better. And we got 16 days. We'll have a tough Temple team who thinks, obviously beating UTSA, should have beaten Navy last week, and playing pretty good football. So we got to, recover and rehab and do all those things and continue to make sure we're moving forward. Yeah. Yeah, they had to hit the screen and go over there on their sideline to the tight end. Thought we did a poor job with the, Jamarly just took his eyes off for a little bit, got a little eyesy there. Same thing with Sam on the shock pressure, the trap pressure. Probably shouldn't tell you what the name of it is, but got a little nosy with his eyes. So we got to do a better job there. I think it's just eye discipline. And our sayings, you see a lot, you see very little. You see little, you see your key, you're going to see a lot. You can tell you exactly what to do. You guys have heard me say that before.
I was talking about their DBs.
Oh, their DBs. Oh, I thought you were talking about our DBs. Our DBs give it 27. I think you saw 7 early on break on a football. 7, leads the country in picks. They're playing quarters coverage over there, and we run a hitch, and he about picks it off and knocks it down. I flipped over the headset. I said, you already know this, Coach Baker, but you can double move him. He said, I already got a call, already got a plan. So next series out, double moved him and got down the field on him. So, and you got, a chance to get Anthony down the field and go from there. I did think he got PI'd in the end zone one time, and we settled for a field goal down there. And he almost had caught it with one hand, but is what it is. But, yeah, I thought we did a good job taking advantage of those guys down the field.
Coach, how'd you feel about the running game? You had 268 yards rushing, and including number 7 with Len Montgomery had 125 yards, which equated to 7.8 yards per carry. So I just wanted to see how you feel about that tonight.
Yeah, I feel good about it. That's what we call run the damn ball, right? Get one of those hats and wear it around. 268 yards. That's what it's supposed to look like. If you think about a year ago, I think a year ago Monday is the 20th I took over, and we've won 9 games since then. And I bet out of those 9, we've a bunch of them we rushed for over 200 yards. And we got going last year. That was the case. It was 200, plus, and that was a big reason for success offensively. And it helps both sides of the football. It keeps the clock running, keeps you off the field defensively, and opens up throws on the field. So all those things go together, and just look at the calendar year, the past year, it's been pretty special just to be a part of this thing. And ESPN was in the office the other day and just talking about the head coach's office, and really, like, I missed the opportunity to just talk about the servant leadership for this program, this community, and this university. And it's been pretty special to be a part of. So very thankful to be here. Very thankful to be in this position. Still a lot of football to play, and we had a heck of a November last year. Let's make it another one. So.
Speaking on that rushing game, England had another back-to-back solid game. Just how's his progression been since the start of this spring until now?
Yeah, he's getting better and better. I think TJ is one of those guys, coming out of last fall into the winter, you're like, okay, where's he at here? He's 4th, 5th, is he a guy that is kind of, where does he fit in? Is he going to be on the travel squad, scout team? Where is he going to exactly be at? Okay. And he worked his tail off in the offseason, like gained weight, put on muscle, jacked up, like looked really good. And, you see him just hitting some natural stuff in there as a running back. Just really proud of him as for a young guy. I think he's seen it really well, doing some good things. You got to make sure he holds that ball up high and tight so he can get a little loose today. But other than that, I think he's playing really well.
It was Brock and Mariana fight earlier.
Yeah, Brock said I think a little hamstrings, and Marian's a stinger. That he missed some time earlier in the week in practice, him and Panda both, and we were able to get him back. So I think 16 days kind of comes at the right time for that. You're getting to that point in the season, 7 games in, you're going to have some bumps and bruises, but you got to do a great job. And Brock's done a really good job at this point in the season of taking care of his body, just rehabbing, prehabbing, stretching, always in the training room, treating yourself like a professional. And I know he'll continue to do that. So we got to make sure, over the next really 9 days that we're getting ready to, taking care of our bodies, getting those guys back leading up to that week we prepare for Temple. Yeah, I hope so. You didn't see you're in the Army game, you start really fast. Defense, I thought we had a pretty complete game there in the Army game, and we started fast and just didn't score after that. And then, last week you start slow, then you go finish the second half, and it's really the first time, outside of maybe Cam on Coastal a little bit, where you're playing 4 quarters against a good football team, and you go finish the right way, and you go start the right way, and you play the middle 8 the right way. So I thought we did some good things there. We got to continue to do that. I'd like to see us obviously keep some points off the board defensively.
Offense kind of struggled in the red zone throughout the season, 4 for 4 tonight. Just how do you think they executed?
Much better. I mean, that's the key to it. We just, if you can get down there and you score points, I'd like to see that one field goal turn into 7, but you get down there and put points on the board, it's going to help you win football games. We certainly did that, and then obviously hit a big play, some big explosive plays tonight. I thought, going back out of last week and kind of backtracking a little bit, we gave up 10 explosives last week, only had 5. And I think we probably flipped that for this side of the ball, for the offense side of the ball this week. I bet we had 10 explosive plays tonight, which is more our speed and where we need to be.
Coach, obviously last week after Tulane, Caden, everybody was very frustrated. Just I'd see him kind of come out this week and really be a leader.
Yeah, I think we all get frustrated when things don't go our way, and it's obviously one of those things like last week where it was very close to Yannick almost catching the ball in the end zone and having a chance to either win it or tie it up. So we all get frustrated, but there's only one thing you can do is go back to work. And Kate and Tegan, those guys kind of took that on. Talked to our seniors all the time about, hey, your daily decisions are gonna, what you do daily is gonna reflect what you show up on game day. So we got to continue to do that, and I think Kate's doing a great job with that. Tegan's another one.
One more question. Anybody?
One more quickly.
The onside kick. You want to know about that one?
I was going to ask about the bye week. We're talking about injuries. It also is good for getting ready to go on a road game, a conference road game against Temple that's playing very well.
Yeah.
So it gives you more time to prepare, right?
Yeah, and hopefully a day game, by the way. These night games are getting old too. But, yeah, I think, you take that extra time, 16 days, to go ahead and start preparing for your opponent, and we'll certainly do that next week. Make sure we're getting fresh, make sure we're getting healthy, and start to prepare and get ready to ride from there. And hopefully we can get some day games here in November. And thank goodness no more Thursday night games. But thank you for the fans that do stick in there for it. I just, talking to Commissioner earlier, and Coach or John has as well. And these Thursday night games are fun every now and then. But I think for our community and our area, it just means so much more than just, national exposure is great. But those Saturday games where, the economy and the hotels and the restaurants and all is a pretty big deal. But thank you for everybody for, sticking with it. It's we're all in this thing together, and looking forward to a November that we can remember forever. So thank you. Go Pirates.
Congratulations.